Welcome to this week's edition of Inenco's Energy Update. This week, British manufacturers have warned that a rise in costs under the third phase of the EU-ETS scheme will force them to shift the majority of their production facilities overseas within the next decade. To look into this issue further, I'm joined this week by Melanie Smith, a market analyst from Inenco. Melanie, what are the manufacturers' main concerns?
The main concern is about losing business. Some EU states have less ambitious targets than the UK, and countries outside of the EU are not subject to this levy at all.
Why is the UK's target for emission reduction 14% higher than the EU average?
The main reason seems to be political. It's clear that the government intends for the UK to lead the charge on emissions reduction, establishing a low-carbon model which other countries would look to follow.
In light of the recession, should the UK be looking to lower its emission targets in the short term?
That's a tough one. It's important to ensure that the UK doesn't reduce emissions at the expense of growth, but having set out the target, it's hard to see how any government will be able to step back from them.
Are there any other options?
Yes, for example, the government could extend aid provision for carbon capture technology to energy-intensive businesses, as other European countries do. At the moment, this support is only available to generators.
With all parties promising the growth of so-called green jobs as a way to revive the UK economy, there are concerns about if there'll be enough skilled UK workers to fill these posts. The Department of Business, Innovation and Skills, along with the DECC, has opened a consultation on how to attract more people to the technology and engineering fields. The consultation identifies 3 sectors where the need is most urgent: the power industry, building and construction, and transport. For the power industry, there is a recognition that current initiatives are not delivering results and that more action is needed. Melanie, what's the background to this issue?
It's the combination of 3 trends. The current workforce in the power industry is ageing, the number of engineering graduates has been falling, and the future demand for skilled workers is set to grow massively.
Why haven't new workers come into the sector?
The nuclear industry has built no new stations since 1995, all but one of our existing stations is due to be closed by 2023, so new trainees weren't expected to be needed. It's only in the last few years that we've recognised that a new building programme is needed.
Renewable energy has been developed over a number of years. Haven't we been building up the skills here?
Again, it's only very recently that we've realised just how much renewable energy we're going to need. The vast majority of the technology is imported, so we haven't been building up the UK workforce.
It sounds like this issue comes down to the lack of planning.
It's not just the lack of planning. Some of the technology is having to be developed very quickly, and it's conflicting with other sectors. For example, carbon capture and storage is expected to worth £3 billion a year by 2030, but it needs skills in high demand in the chemical and oil industries.
So how big is this problem?
The EU has estimated that almost 30,000 new employees will be required before 2024. By that time, 80% of the current workforce will have retired.
What have the government proposed?
It's still a consultation, but they're asking how workers can be moved into the new low-carbon industries and how careers in energy can be promoted to young people. But these actions place heavy demands on an education system that sees liberal arts as the coming degree of the decade.
Thanks, Melanie. That's all that we have time for this week. From Melanie and myself, thank you for watching and goodbye.